Hi and welcome to the Home Assistant How-To with Bearded Thinker. Today we are going to shake things up a bit. We'll be installing USGS Earthquake sensor. We'll start in a couple of seconds. Today we are going to install US Geological Service Earthquake sensor. The USGS Earthquake feed gives you possibility to show on your map where the earthquakes in your area are and how strong they were. Of course, this component will not help you in the event of the earthquake because you will probably receive notification about the earthquake 10-15 minutes after it happened if you're lucky. But then again, it's also fun to have additional data shown on the map inside Home Assistant besides probably your location of the members of the household. Let's start configure it. It will be a simple one. Let's go to Configurator. Let's open up our configuration folder and configuration. Let's check if we already have a geolocation configured. I don't think so. Nope. And at the end of this file we will add it. So it's geolocation, and now we want to define platform, and platform is USGS Earthquakes feed. I hope I typed this correctly. Next thing what we have to do is we have to select what feed type we will be using. In the link that is posted down below to the component you will find additional feed types. For this setup I will be using feed that provides you 7 days of earthquake data, but only for the earthquakes that were stronger than 1.0 or were equal to 1.0. Feed type. And now let's type in the feed name. It's past week M10 earthquakes. And last thing we want to define here is radius. Normally and default value is 50. I myself have a bit larger, but for the purpose of this test I will put 500 radius from our home location. This is the radius that is calculated from our longitude and latitude that we have set up in our Home Assistant. This should be it, so let's press save. Let's go to configuration, server control, check configuration. Hopefully everything is typed correct. And let's restart our Home Assistant. And our Home Assistant is back. Okay, let's go to Developer Tools. It looks more or less okay. We do not have any kind of an error. Let's go to Map. And at this point we do not have any kind of earthquake on the map, but if there would be an earthquake, you would see notification here on the screen. For the purpose of this test, let me just change this and use data for the 30 days, because unfortunately I know that there have been some earthquakes in the last 30 days. I'll be back in a second when I reconfigure it. And I've reconfigured my sensor. Let's check the map. As you can see, you will now receive notifications, or you will have visual representation of where the epicenter of the earthquake was in relation to your longitude latitude you have set up in the system. So we have here magnitude 4 somewhere in Bosnia and Herzegovina, 4.7, 4.4 Blato, Croatia, and 4.6 Villa Vallelonga in Italy in the last 30 days. You can play with this sensor. You can, for example, if you have friends or relatives or family members living in some area that has serious earthquake problems, like California, for example, you can also specify in the sensor for what longitude or latitude you want to track the activity. Even though you live in some kind of a peaceful area or peaceful region, you can monitor earthquakes in another region by using additional attributes in the configuration. For more on that, you should check the online documentation for the integration of USGS Earthquake feed. Of course, you can also make some kind of an automation based on that, depending on where the earthquake struck or how intensive it was, to get some kind of notification on the mobile phone. On the other hand, I'm not sure how fast the system reacts to the real-time earthquakes, because it takes some time for system to receive the feed and then to transmit it back to the Home Assistant. So I don't know what is the delay between the real-time earthquake and the information shown here on the map, but you can have some kind of warnings or some kind of activities based on that. I like this. I don't have such a broad view. I have something like 200 kilometers range from my location in my setup. But as I said, I like this one, and I also use the worldwide lightning network to provide me data in regard to lightning strikes around my location. And that sensor I do use a lot. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably know that in the last year or 6 months I already had 3 routers burned due to lightnings. It's really nice to receive notification if there is a lightning strike in the vicinity of my summer house. But this is it for today's Home Assistant how-to. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was fun. I hope if you find this component useful, also this tutorial useful. If you have any kind of a comment or a question or idea, please leave it down in the comment section. If you still haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified on the future updates. I really do wish to thank all of you who subscribed. Today is the day when I reach my first 300 subscribers. I will be seeing you in the next video. Until then, bye bye and have fun!